Okay, question 2A and 2B on page 37. So in tomato plants, red fruit is dominant to yellow. So we can start our legend. Step one, just like we've always done. Capital R, doesn't matter what the other allele is, that's going to be red. And if I have yellow, I have to have two little r's, which is going to be yellow fruit. We'll just abbreviate a little bit there. And then it's also saying tall is dominant to short. Okay, step on our legend. Now underline the parents and we'll proceed with our Punnett square. So it says true breeding tall and red plants. Okay, so true breeding tall and red plant is cross, there's our cross, between a true breeding short and yellow. So true breeding, if you remember, another name for true is homozygous. So going to be the same. So true breeding tall is capital T, and red. So we're going to assume it's true breeding for both those traits in that parent. Is crossed with a true breeding short, little s, and yellow, little r. So again, true breeding is another name for homozygous. Homo meaning both those alleles are going to be the same. Okay, so we're going to do this cross here really quickly. Capital T with a capital R, and this one will be very quick because everything else is a repeat. Do that for the other parent down the side. Little t, little r, and everything else is a repeat. So we've taken 16 Punnett squares, made it into one block. Beautiful. So capital T, let's bring them together now. Bring your T's together, bring your R's together. Capital T, capital R, little r. 100% of all the offspring are going to be heterozygous for both traits, meaning in this case tall and red, all of them. So when we go to 2B now, they're saying take two of those F1 generations. Now, of course, it's just showing one block, but that means there could be hundreds of offspring, but they're all going to be heterozygous like that. So you take two of those parents, which means take one of these, crossing with one of those, and this now, unfortunately, is going to be a very long answer. We're not going to do all of the different offspring, but we know something. We know that there's a pattern that develops when you have two parents that are heterozygous for both traits in a dihybrid. And we know what the ratio is going to be. We can already put this down here, 9. And a 9 being double dominant. So that means tall and red. And 3 of them are going to be one of the traits dominant, tall, and the other one recessive, yellow. And the other 3 is going to be that one recessive now, so short, but the other one dominant, red. And 1 is going to be double recessive, so short and yellow. So we know that even before doing this question, and just remember that pattern, because sometimes on an exam, and you can save tons of time if they only ask for the phenotypic ratio, and you know both parents are heterozygous for both traits, then you know it's going to be a 9, 3, 3, 1 order. But just remember what the 9, the 3, and the 1 mean, because they might, in a numerical response, request those in a different order. Right? But just know 9 is double dom, 3 1 dom, 1 recess, 3 the other one recess, the other one dom, and 1 being double recessive. But in this case, they wanted the genotypes of the F2 generation as well. So no shortcuts on this one, unfortunately. Just for time's sake, we're not going to do them all, but we already know our phenotypic answer before we even did it. So capital T, capital R, capital T, little r, so I'll just show you how we get the gametes again. Little t, big R, and again, when they're heterozygous, there's no shortcut. So this is just a long question. And then the other parent is exactly the same. So capital T, capital R. Sorry guys, this might get a little messy, but again, we're not going to do them all. Capital T, little r. Okay, little t, big R, and then little t, little r. Okay, so let's just fill a couple of these in. I think we know how to do them. So we'll just do a couple, again, showing fertilization, bring the T's and the R's together, capital T, little r, little r. Of course, that's going to be tall and red, and just a few of them will do. And you're going to notice that tall and red, if you do them all, you're going to have 9 of these guys in this Punnett square. Let's do a couple of some of the other ones here. Let's do this one on the end here. So this one, let's say that's the egg that gets fertilized by this sperm. Little t, little t, little r, little r. That's going to be short and yellow. And if you do all this box, all the boxes, the 16 boxes, this should be the only one of the short and yellow that we get. Just do a couple other ones here. Let's do this one, little t, big R, little r, or big R, big R. That one is going to be short and red. And if you did the whole boxes, you'll see that you're going to end up with 3 of those, right? And how about this one? Big T, little r, little r. That's going to be tall and yellow. And if you counted all those up, you should end up with 3 of those. Now, I won't do all the boxes, but that's essentially how you do it. But just remember, the key concept here is if you have parents that are heterozygous for both those traits in a dihybrid, you're going to get a 9:3:3:1 ratio. Okay, any questions, give me an email. Thanks, guys.